What's going on, Neon Nation, and welcome back to the Neon Arcade for some more Cyberpunk content. Today we're going to be going over RTalsorian's Cyberpunk Red Jumpstart Kit and giving you guys the inside scoop on the overview of its contents and my initial impressions. Thank you to RTalsorian for the initial digital review copy, and the Jumpstart Kit should be available to purchase at DriveThruRPG starting today. RTalsorian will have it up and ready to go on their site very shortly. Now, the Jumpstart Kit is not the full set of rules and lore from Cyberpunk Red, whose full version's release date is still to be determined. As such, this is a great place to start for beginners just getting into the world and lore of Cyberpunk. Even me myself, who's never played a tabletop RPG, I'm finding the essentials packaged into the introductory Jumpstart Kit more digestible when it comes to learning, and this will be the best place to start. Think of the Jumpstart Kit as Cyberpunk Red for dummies. By the way, if you're unaware of what a tabletop RPG is, it's essentially the creation of a story through speech and imagination via characters within scenarios created by a game master and using a certain enforcing rule set. Dungeons & Dragons is a more prime example of a more mainstream TTRPG that you might have heard about. The Jumpstart Kit is split into two different books in the rulebook as well as the world book. The art on both of these books are phenomenal, as the images they've sourced are from some very talented artists. It somehow manages to retain the gritty design vibe from the 2020 adaptation with the updated shine of a sprawling city, blossoming fashion trends, and aggressive vehicles and weapons. Minor nitpick here, but there are a couple different art mediums in here, evidently since they have multiple artists. I'm not sure if this is what they were going for, but the more CGI generated images took a backseat to the character and style of the digitally hand-drawn pieces. Different art mediums also mean you lose some congruency and streamlining of the world as you turn the pages, so for me there is a disconnect between image to image. But I'm sure that this will actually be a really cool standout feature for a lot of people. As you guys know, Red from a lore standpoint will bridge the gap between 2020 and 2077 and will give us some hints as to where the cyberpunk world stands pre-2077. The design choices they've made here reflect a comfortable in-between. The lore book is around 35 pages and features a comprehensive look at the meaning of the Age of Red, the state of the world post-Fourth Corporate War, the megacorps and their role moving forward, a comprehensive historic timeline, the NET and Netrunning, weapons, vehicles, clothing, food, the environment, as well as some rules that didn't quite fit under the rigidity of the rulebook. The lore in the Red Jumpstart Kit highlight most of the divergent paths each facet of life has taken since 2020. When it comes to the authenticity of the lore in the Jumpstart Kit, this is where it really shines. Cyberpunk has always been known for running in parallel, although 2 steps ahead, versus real-world evolutions, and that's very apparent in Red. Everything is methodically thought out to make it actually, or at the very least seem incredibly possible, at any given time in our world. This carries forward from how accurate some of the predictions of 2020 have been. The lore book also adds in what RTalsorian and Mike Pondsmith are calling the Apartment, a short adventure for first-time players which can be played straight out of the box with the pre-generated characters available to you. Speaking of pre-generated characters, the Jumpstart Kit features 6 pre-generated characters, all with their own brief backstories. We have a rocker girl named 40, a fixer named Grease, a solo called Mover, a nomad named Racer, a netrunner named Redeye, and a techie named Torch. These characters are well designed, with the standouts being Torch and Redeye. In the rulebook, each character has a sheet you customize and ranges from basic info to cyberware to life path and stats. Red Diamond attributes are sections you'll need to customize for your playthroughs to make your character unique. The rulebook is 42 pages and features an introduction to the roles and some beginner basics, stats and skills, life paths, backgrounds and romances, some of the cybernetic upgrades and augmentations at your disposal, the big shift in netrunning in the Age of Red, and Thursday night throwdowns, the natural evolution of the Friday night firefight. Again, I can't fully speak to the rules as I have yet to play a TTRPG in general, and we haven't had a playtest as for right now, but they do seem as robust as the 2020 rule sets, with some standout updates to netrunning. The writing in both the rulebook and world book is what you'd expect from a source book from the past. It is immaculately written and paints a very vivid image in the mind's eye of whatever is being described. My favorite parts have to be the dives into the changes into the net and how netrunners traverse cyberspace, utilize programs, and avoid malicious entities like Black Ice and Hellhounds. Additionally, as Cyberpunk is quite jargon heavy, there are dictionary or street slang terms on some of the sidebars. I appreciate the amount of time they put into fleshing out how the rules work in depth, but also in ways that a TTRPG newbie like me can understand and follow. All in all, if you're a Cyberpunk fan, this is a must-have. Whether you're waiting in anticipation for Cyberpunk 2077, are a tabletop RPG god, or a lore fanatic, this has something for everybody. The Jumpstart Kit has a great beginner primer on playing tabletop games, a ton of essential Cyberpunk lore, and some great art. There's not much more they can offer to get you excited about Cyberpunk Red's full release in the future. Thanks for watching guys, and for more Cyberpunk content, join Neon Nation by subscribing to the Neon Arcade.